Okay guys, so I've just got my hands on a Mavic. I wish. It's a Mavic clone, another one of these Mavic clones. It's toy grade from Visuo. It's the XS816. It has a few features I'm interested to see if it can deliver on. It's not the usual toy grade you normally get. Okay, because this is going to be such a long review, there's a lot of features and functions I need to show you guys. I'm going to be putting it into chapters, so if you want to skip anything you can do. Just look in the description, all the comments, and I'll put that clearly into different chapters for you to make it quick if you want to reference anything. So hopefully that will help you guys out. If you're new to quadcopters, then you might want to watch the whole thing through. So I know they have a GPS version. This one is optical flow positioning, so it uses a camera underneath here, 0.3 megapixel camera to hold its position. So instead of GPS, it works like GPS, but it only works up to a distance in height of 20 meters, which is not bad. And you've got your front facing camera, as you can see both of these on your phone app. They are working on 2.4 gigahertz, so as with all these you get a little bit of latency, a little bit of lag, and the range is not so good, but it's not made for long distance. It's made for a beginner, a fun flyer really. So this is a 1280 by 720p. You can swivel up and down. That's the amount of range you've got on it. It uses a proprietary battery, which means it's specific to this quad. So that's the battery, micro USB port there. You've got 3-pin connector there. So it's at 1800 milliamp hour. It's bigger capacity than the old battery for the older Visuo drones. So it's going to give it around 20 minutes fire time, which is pretty good if it does deliver on that. Just switch it on to show you the lights. So you've got pods on each of the arms, light pods. Always good to have red at the back when you're learning, green for the front, and you've even got the white lights at the front as well. So it's going to be a great night flyer, this one. It is new for 2019. It's currently at £48, which is basically cheap. So it's everything ready to go. And this is where you'll place your phone on this spring-loaded bracket here. So you can actually see view what the camera is seeing through the app. The downwards facing camera and the forward facing one, you can view them at the same time if you want. The features of the actual quad, which interested me, being toy grade, is stuff you might find on hobby grade quads. Obviously I've already covered that optical flow camera, which will hold its position. When you take your, once you've got your height, you just let go of the sticks. You've got your folding arms, obviously, so you can fold it down for traveling. For it's very compact once it's folded down. And if you're new to flying, if you do hit this hard, the arms will just fold back. It does have a micro SD symbol here, and in the manual it does say it can take a card, but it doesn't have a receptacle there. So you can see that it's got a ribbon, which I believe is this camera going to here, the down facing camera. So when you're using, you want to use a phone with it, so you can have the app from the manual. So here's the manual, and it covers iOS, Android, China and other Android. So you've got 3 versions there, and I don't know if you can see the phones. The recommended phones are iPhone 5S, iPhone SE and iPhone 6. The optimal one is iPhone 6S, and for Android it's iOS 8 there. So that's what you want to use for the app if you're using your phone, which you will need to use if you want to use the hobby raid sort of features this thing has got. To enable those to be used, you've got to use the phone anyway. The manual covers everything, and yeah, it's quite a flexible shell, which should probably be good on an impact. Instead of it shattering, it'll flex. The arms are quite solid, so it's not. Yeah, it's quite a good build for toy grade. It's geared, not brushless, so it's brush motors. That's what's giving you the long flying times. The battery is actually not LiPo on this, it's actually lithium ion, which is a little bit different than normally LiPos. But that's a 1 hour charging time with that. You've got your cable in here. These are the bits you get, so you get 4 prop protectors, a USB charger, and you get a spare set of blades and screwdriver for changing the blades over. So I'm not a fan of using phones. I'm not a fan of headless mode or one key return. It's not a very good feature with these. It's been out for a long time. It's about time we've got something different with these quads instead of headless mode and one key return. Hopefully they will come up with something new, something better than that. Try and rely on movement with the quad, because this headless mode and one key return will only work when you're on that path you're set on, out to go on. If you move away from that path, it's not going to come back in the way you expect it, so it's probably why I won't demonstrate it. So the modes which interested me in reviewing this, it's the gesture mode, so it's supposed to be able to recognize your hands, so that would be take a video this way, this would be take a picture, or take a video this way, like the Spark. Also, it should have follow me. Hopefully these features will work. It's supposed to work from around, be effective from around 1 meter to 2 meters away from you. But the other feature which the Spark had was being able to move the quad with your hand, so as it locks in on your hand you can move it up and down, right and left. This is the feature, yeah, we'll see how it performs on that. It's got rubber feet for landing. There's not a lot of clearance, so I guess that camera could get muck on it, get dirt on it, and could affect the way it works if you're not careful. But if you've got a landing pad, you should be okay. Also, I would say these gears are pretty much open. They're not, they're not covered, so you want to watch you don't get dirt or grit into those. So that'll affect it. That could burn out the motors. So things to watch out for. Okay, so this is how you install your batteries. Just take your screwdriver out of your bag there. Undo the screw. Got a clip here. Insert your 3 AA batteries like so. You can get away with not putting the screw back in, it shouldn't come off, but it doesn't take long to put the screw back in just to make sure. So I'm going to take you through the procedure of binding it. So the quad comes on, put the quad level, power the controller on, you'll see those lights start flashing faster, up, down on the throttle. They're solid, so it's just bound. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to reset the gyroscope. It's the same with most of these toy grade quadcopters. So if you hit the ground hard and it's basically not leveling out, it's really pitching badly, put it on a level surface like this, get the controller, sticks down to the outside. On most quadcopters it's either down and in, or down and out. So that's interesting. So you can actually start the motors up in 3 ways. can start and stop them through the button there. You can do an automatic takeoff and landing through the button here. Or you can go down and in. Down and in again to stop the motors. So calibration is down and out. And to start the motors, down and in. So there we have it. I will be testing it. The next video should be me out in the field seeing how it performs. I'll start off with the actual controller because that's the way I think most of us like to fly, is with a controller, not the phone. But you can let me know in the comments. Perhaps you do like flying with the phone, the G sensor, or the virtual sticks on your phone. For me, there's no beating actual stick control. I wanted to add this video in. I've flown this thing about 4 or 5 times now, and I'm recommending it to a total beginner really, for the optical flow positioning and the fun factor of it, taking it out on days out and just taking selfies and videos from the sky. But if you're doing follow me mode and the palm mode, it can get a bit unpredictable, so this is why I'm recommending you fit the prop guards as a beginner. So this is how you do it. So you just take out these inserts here, so you go one side, unclip one side, and then the other. So you've got 4 of them to remove. So these are quick to install and remove, they're just a push and pull really. So you just push that in, push that clip up if you need to. There's a center tab, I should say, so it secures it. And if you feel like you want to fold the arms, or you don't want them on anymore, then you can take them off by just pushing down that center tab like so and pull it out. So you just do that for all 4 arms. It doesn't matter which prop protector goes on what arm, but that's how you do it. It's just something I'm recommending you guys to do if you're new to flying. If you're indoors or outdoors, it's just a good thing to do to begin with, till you get used to it. So I hope that helps you out. Okay guys, one more thing. If you are a total beginner and you are using this and you're flying up in the air, you've done an automatic takeoff and you're quite high and you want to hit the automatic landing, then make sure you don't hit the motor stop here, because that will just bring it down fast and you may damage the quadcopter. I like the idea of this motor stop. If you do that, you know, hit it into a wall or something, or you hit it into the ground, I believe it should be out of the way, somewhere away from the automatic takeoff and landing. So maybe something to consider in the future with this controller. Okay, I'm going to show you how to connect to the Wi-Fi on the quadcopter. So you go into settings. Go to Wi-Fi, select M8 720p, show the tick, and go back into the app. You can change the perspective of the view if you want to, both cameras. So that's downward facing camera, that's picture in picture, so front facing and downward facing, and you can go 50-50 on the camera like that. So go back to normal front facing camera. Okay, you're going to try like a mini waypoint. So once you've got this screen up, you should be able to squiggle, and it should do that movement. And then return, come out of this. So there's about 6 mile an hour wind today, so you can get a feel for what the video is going to be like. Go back over to the beach. So the sun is out, but it's quite low today. Bring that down again. Okay, so let's try gestures. I came here to try out the gestures mode, so let's do that. So it's this symbol to take a picture. So it takes a video, putting your palm up like that. So there we have it. To stop the video, you should be able to put your hand up again. Winter time here still, but it's not too bad today. The sun is out, making it a bit warmer. Okay, so the first test I'm going to do with it, which is important, is to see how long it takes to shut the motors off if it loses connection with the transmitter. So I'm going to switch it off now. 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds. So that's its failsafe. So after 4 seconds, if you do lose connection between the controller or the phone and the quadcopter, it's going to drop. Okay. See how well this optical flow works to begin with. So it should be able to hold its position. So let's see what it does. As you can see, it's adjusting now. So that camera is looking at the ground. It's about a 10 mile an hour wind. As you can see, it's pitching, so the wind is coming towards me, and it is holding its position. So that's neat. One thing works about it already. Not sure what happens if you put your hand underneath it. Gets confused, just looking for what it saw last, I guess. Okay. So let's see if we can do a flip. Yep, it can flip as well. So that's the right front bumper there. Just take up a bit. There's your flips. So you just press it until it beeps. Yeah, it does pretty neat flips. So your speed is this front bumper here. So it indicates the speed. So first speed, second speed, third speed. So we start off in first speed. Not a lot of pitch and roll. Second, a little bit more pitch there. I'm going to go to third. Let's see if we can hold it. There's a wind blowing now. So I'm hands off, so it is trying to hold its position, and it is doing a good job. Yeah, it's moving about a little bit, but its optical flow is still doing its job. I'm not touching it, and it's adjusting against that wind. So let's fly about for a bit. So that's what it looks like, flying it about in third speed or high speed. Let's do a funnel. So that's a funnel in high. So that's first speed there. Not a lot of movement on that, very smooth, but I wouldn't suggest using that in any type of wind. Going to go into second. So this is about a 10 mile an hour wind. It's low, medium, high speed. So if I let go of the sticks, it should hold its position still. I want to try one thing. I'm just going to bring it back. So let's see, it says about 20 meters. It can hold its position up to about 20 meters. So let's see if it can. So 20 meters is around 60 feet, I believe. Just going to push it forward a bit. So it's holding its position there. Yeah, it's holding its own at the moment. There's a little bit of movement. Take it a little bit higher. Yeah, so it's doing its job. I'm not touching the controller. There is a lot of movement there where the wind is blowing it a little bit, but it's adjusting itself still. Let's bring it down. What really interests me about this quadcopter is the gesture mode, so I'm going to bring it down and yeah, I'm going to bring it down and try the gesture modes with the phone. We'll drop it like that. Alright, see if I can get the follow me to work. You have to get into the middle of the screen apparently. So once it goes blue, you have to tap it. It goes red, and it does work. It is following me. Yeah, it's getting a little confused. Okay, so I'm going to get back into shot again. And hit the flight mode. Confirm. Let's see. Yeah, it does get a bit, I don't know, it's getting a bit confused. Maybe it's the light conditions. Maybe try it this way. Hold on. Spin it around, put it back into flight mode. Okay, so I get back into shot now. Try again. Go into follow me mode, confirm. So just tapped it. It's flown over me for some reason. Okay. Try again. So it can I mean, it's winter time, the lighting conditions are probably not ideal for it, but it is following me. You can see it is overshooting the mark a bit, but if I get back into shot, if it does lose track of you, the outline is blue, you just tap it again till it goes red. Seems to want to fly at you or over you for some reason. So one more thing I'm going to try is using the controller, go into the cog settings and motion, go back. So this is using the G sensor on the phone. So if I take the phone out, controller down there, so you've got throttle to the left, and this is your controller. I believe that's if you saw what I did, just slide across the top like that and that'll move. So to do the gravity sensor, you have to hold on there, yeah, and it starts to work then. So there you go. Gravity sensor does work. Just have to hold your right thumb down until it turns yellow. So that's the app control. Does do its job. So you have to hold it down on there. When it's turned yellow, you can control it. So I'm going to try, still going to try that palm gesture mode. Okay, so I'm going to do it. It is responding. You have to be very slow with this. There you go. So it is responding to my hand. It doesn't take much to lose the tracking on it, but it is going up and down with my hand. There you go. It's not spot on, as you can see. It's a bit squirrely sometimes. It could be the light conditions are not the best for it, but it's a toy cord at the end of the day. So you can use the phone to control it. Never going to be as good as using sticks. But if this is your thing, then yeah, it works. So this quadcopter is going to be for a complete beginner. The fact that it can hold its position like this means you can mess about with taking pictures and video from the sky, you know, your selfies and your videos, and not have to worry about it being blown about, because usually you wouldn't have position hold. The long flying time is great. The picture mode and video with gesture works great. The follow me does work, kind of. As you can see by the video, the palm control tries to work. It's not a total failure, but yeah, it could be better.